What if everything we've ever believed about gods, angels, and the universe is far from what we thought? The stories passed down through ancient civilizations have always been wrapped in mystery, but what if they weren't just myths? What if these tales hold clues about humanity's past and its connection to something much greater, something that transcends time, culture, and even our understanding of the divine? Take a moment to consider the echoes from history. Yahweh, the Star People, the Annunaki, names that still hold weight in the stories of old. What if they weren't separate entities at all? What if they were part of the same cosmic narrative, shared across cultures and continents, representing a much larger story about humanity's place in the cosmos? In this video, we'll dig deeper into the mysteries of Yahweh, the God of the Israelites, and the central figure of the Bible. But what if Yahweh wasn't merely a spiritual figure confined to religious texts? Could Yahweh have been part of something far more profound, linked to otherworldly beings or forces from the stars that early humans couldn't fully comprehend? Next, we'll examine the legends of the Star People, celestial beings who descended from the heavens to impart their knowledge and wisdom to early human civilizations. Were they divine messengers, as many believed, or could they have been visitors from beyond our planet with advanced technology and an agenda of their own? Finally, we'll investigate the enigmatic Annunaki, ancient gods of the Sumerians, who ruled over early humanity with knowledge far beyond their time. Could they have been more than mythological figures? Could they be linked to an ancient extraterrestrial race that helped shape human civilization thousands of years ago? Imagine for a moment that the gods of old weren't merely spiritual beings, but physical entities, equipped with technology that far surpassed the capabilities of early humans. Could these gods have been travelers from the stars, leaving behind breadcrumbs in the form of ancient texts and cultural legends? As we piece together the stories of Yahweh, the Star People, and the Anunnaki, we'll uncover hidden mysteries that may challenge everything we thought we knew about humanity's past. What if our origins were more intertwined with the stars than we've been led to believe? Let's begin with Yahweh, the God of the Bible. Yahweh is often depicted as omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent, a being beyond human comprehension. Yet when Yahweh descends to earth, his presence is marked by thunder, fire, and clouds. Are these descriptions merely metaphorical, or could they hint at something far more advanced? Yahweh is central to the beliefs of the Israelites, revered as the one true God, the creator of all. Yet, his appearances on earth are often depicted with immense physical phenomena. In the book of Exodus, Yahweh appears to Moses in the form of a burning bush. But this wasn't just any fire. It was a fire that didn't consume the bush itself. Could this be a clue that Yahweh's appearance involved more than divine symbolism? Could it have been a form of advanced technology? Later in the story, Yahweh descends upon Mount Sinai in a storm of fire, smoke, and thunder, shaking the very foundations of the mountain. The Israelites, witnessing this event, trembled in fear. But imagine, if you will, a modern interpretation of such an event. A massive craft descending from the sky, surrounded by fire and smoke as it makes contact with the earth. Could Yahweh's descent have been more technological than divine? In ancient times, such events were interpreted as miracles, divine interventions that demonstrated the sheer power of God. But when we view these events through the lens of modern science and technology, a new picture begins to emerge. Could Yahweh have been a being of great power, not just spiritually, but technologically as well? Throughout the Bible, Yahweh's interactions with humanity were often accompanied by dramatic physical phenomena: the parting of the Red Sea, the 10 plagues of Egypt, the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. These events are described as miraculous acts of God, yet they bear striking resemblance to what we would now recognize as technologically mediated events. Could Yahweh have been wielding technology beyond our comprehension? Consider the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred object said to house Yahweh's presence. The ark was not only a religious symbol, but also an object of immense power. According to the Bible, anyone who touched it without permission was struck dead on the spot. Could the ark have been more than a religious relic? Perhaps a device charged with energy or radiation that ancient people couldn't understand. The ark was carried into battle by the Israelites, and it was believed that Yahweh's power would protect them. But if we consider the possibility that the Ark was an advanced technological device, its destructive capabilities could be explained through modern concepts of energy fields or even electromagnetic radiation. Could this sacred object have been a tool of advanced technology? Yahweh's relationship with humanity was unlike that of other ancient gods. While many ancient civilizations worshipped gods who interacted with humans directly, Yahweh remained somewhat distant. Yet when he did make his presence known, it was in ways that overwhelmed the senses and left no doubt about his power. But was this power divine, or could it have been something else entirely? As we explore Yahweh's role in the Bible, we must ask ourselves, was Yahweh truly a deity beyond all comprehension, or could he have been part of a much larger cosmic plan, one that involved the guidance of human civilization through displays of technology that seemed miraculous to ancient people? If we expand our view to other ancient civilizations, we begin to see a pattern. Stories of gods descending from the heavens, often with great light and fire, can be found in many cultures. From the glowing beings of Egyptian mythology to the powerful rulers of Sumer, the imagery is strikingly similar. Could all of these stories be describing the same phenomenon, divine beings who descended from the stars? In Egypt, the gods were often depicted as beings who came from the sky. The god Ra, for example, was associated with the sun and the heavens. His travels across the sky in his solar boat were not just metaphors for the passage of the sun, but possibly symbolic representations of something far more advanced. In Sumer, the story of Enlil, one of the chief gods, tells of his arrival from the heavens in a great storm. The parallels between Yahweh, Ra, and Enlil are hard to ignore. Could all of these gods be different interpretations of the same celestial beings? If Yahweh wasn't unique, and if other ancient civilizations also encountered beings from the stars, then what does this say about the true nature of these gods? Were they all part of a larger extraterrestrial presence guiding humanity? As we turn our attention to the star people, we enter a realm where ancient belief systems converge with modern theories of extraterrestrial visitors. In many indigenous cultures, the star people were not simply deities, but physical beings who descended from the sky to interact with early human civilizations. Among the Hopi people of North America, the star people are central to their cosmology. The Hopi believe that these beings came from the Pleiades, a star cluster often referred to as the Seven Sisters. These celestial visitors were not gods in the traditional sense. They were teachers, guides, and protectors who imparted crucial knowledge to the Hopi. The Hopi legends tell us that the star people helped their ancestors survive in times of crisis, teaching them how to plant crops, navigate the seasons, and live in harmony with the earth. But were these stories simply metaphors for divine intervention, or were they describing something else? In many Hopi legends, the star people are described as glowing, radiant beings, whose arrival was accompanied by flashes of light and thunderous sounds. These descriptions bear a striking resemblance to modern accounts of UFO sightings. Could the star people have been extraterrestrial visitors using advanced technology to interact with early humans? The Hopi are not alone in their beliefs. Across the world, cultures as far-reaching as the Zulu of South Africa and the Dogon of Mali have similar stories of beings who came from the stars. The Zulu people speak of the Nomo, celestial beings who descended to Earth in fiery ships. The Nomo were said to have great control over the elements, with the power to bring rain, fire, and wind. Were they gods, or were they advanced beings with technology beyond human understanding? Perhaps the most compelling connection between ancient civilizations and extraterrestrial visitors comes from the Dogon people of Mali. The Dogon are renowned for their detailed knowledge of the Sirius star system, particularly their awareness of Sirius B, a star invisible to the naked eye. The Dogon claim that this knowledge was given to them by beings who came from the sky, beings they refer to as the Nomo. The mystery surrounding the Dogon's knowledge of Sirius B has baffled scholars for decades. How could an ancient civilization, without the aid of modern telescopes, possess such precise information about a distant star system? Could it be that they were taught by visitors from beyond our planet? Across cultures, we find striking similarities in the descriptions of celestial visitors. The Maya of Central America, the Maori of New Zealand, and the Aborigines of Australia all tell stories of beings who descended from the heavens, bringing knowledge of the stars and the earth. In many of these stories, the star people didn't demand worship. They didn't position themselves as deities in need of sacrifice. Instead, They came to teach, guide, and elevate humanity's understanding of the cosmos. This is a critical distinction that sets them apart from many of the ancient gods worshipped by early civilizations. If we examine these stories with a modern lens, the descriptions of the star people could easily be interpreted as encounters with extraterrestrial beings, their radiant forms, their glowing ships, their arrival amidst lightning and thunder. All of these elements are consistent with what we now describe as UFO sightings. But what were the true intentions of the star people? Why did they choose to interact with humanity across different continents and time periods? And what knowledge did they leave behind? As we explore these questions, we must also consider the possibility that they weren't the only ones watching over humanity. In the ancient Sumerian civilization, another group of powerful beings descended from the heavens, not as teachers or guides, but as rulers. These beings were known as the Anunnaki, and their influence on early humanity was profound. The Anunnaki were the gods of ancient Sumer, one of the world's oldest known civilizations. According to Sumerian mythology, these beings descended from the heavens to rule over humanity. But in recent decades, many researchers have proposed that the Anunnaki weren't gods at all, but extraterrestrial visitors with a specific purpose. According to Sitchin's interpretations, the Anunnaki came from a distant planet known as Nibiru. Sumerian texts describe the Anunnaki as the children of Anu, the sky god. They were said to have come to Earth in order to oversee the development of human civilization. But modern interpretations, particularly those popularized by authors like Zecharia Sitchin, suggest that the Anunnaki's mission on Earth was far more complex than simple rulership. A mysterious, elusive planet that orbits our sun in a long, elliptical path. According to this theory, Nibiru's gravitational field brought the Anunnaki to Earth thousands of years ago, where they began to mine gold, a resource they needed to sustain their civilization. The Sumerian texts tell us that the Anunnaki possessed advanced technology, far beyond anything the early Sumerians could comprehend. They are said to have created humans by genetically modifying early hominids, resulting in the first Homo sapiens. But why? If the Anunnaki created humanity, what was their true purpose? Sitchin theorized that the Anunnaki used humanity as a labor force, creating them to work in the gold mines that the Anunnaki established on Earth. In this version of history, humanity was not created for worship, as traditional religious texts suggest, but as a tool for extraterrestrial exploitation. Could this explain the sudden leap in human evolution during the early days of civilization? The Anunnaki were not just rulers, but creators. The Sumerian text described them as possessing the ability to bring life into existence and shape early humans to serve their needs. If the Anunnaki had the power to create, what else could they have done? And what traces of their influence might still exist today? The influence of the Anunnaki didn't end with their departure. The knowledge they imparted to early humanity laid the foundation for some of the world's most advanced civilizations, including Mesopotamia, Egypt, and even the Indus Valley. But why did the Anunnaki leave, and where did they go? Some researchers believe that the Anunnaki didn't leave Earth at all. Instead, they believe the Anunnaki may still be observing humanity, waiting for the right moment to return. If the Anunnaki were truly extraterrestrial beings, they may have the capability to return to Earth whenever they wish. What would their return mean for humanity? As we consider the stories of Yahweh, the Star People, and the Anunnaki, a fascinating pattern begins to emerge. All three involve beings who descended from the heavens to interact with humanity, bringing knowledge, power, and guidance. But were these beings separate, or could they all be part of the same cosmic story? Some theorists propose that Yahweh, the Star People, and the Anunnaki were not distinct entities, but different interpretations of the same extraterrestrial presence. If this is true, then our understanding of human history could be radically altered. Could Yahweh have been one of the Anunnaki, overseeing a specific group of people, while other Anunnaki guided different civilizations? Could the Star People, revered by the Hopi and other indigenous cultures, have been members of the same extraterrestrial race, traveling the world and interacting with humanity in different forms? If these beings were all connected, what was their true purpose in guiding humanity's development? Was their mission benevolent, as the Star People seem to suggest? Or were they using humanity for their own ends, as the Anunnaki story implies? As we explore the possibility that humanity's history has been shaped by extraterrestrial beings, we must also consider the implications for our future. If these beings were responsible for our development, are they still watching us today? Many ancient astronaut theorists believe that the Anunnaki, Yahweh, and the Star People may still be influencing humanity, guiding us from the shadows. Could the events we see in the world today be part of a much larger plan, orchestrated by these ancient beings? The stories of Yahweh, the Star People, and the Anunnaki challenge us to rethink our understanding of history, religion, and the universe. Were these beings divine, extraterrestrial, or something else entirely?